Hi, welcome back to part two. All present and correct still. Paddy Kenny, the former Sheffield United goalkeeper, who's writing his autobiography currently. The gloves are off. There's many a controversial episode in that, I can tell you. Billy Sharp, the story continues for Sheffield United shortly. We hope it's certainly continuing in his back garden. More on that in a moment. The boxer Tommy Franco from Sheffield with a world title shot pending, and we bring James Gregg in to this half as well, James, and you've got a busy roundup, and I'm sure that you, like me, have been following events in Mr. Sharp's back garden.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you've probably spoken about it quite a lot, but when's he going to get a contract, Bill? That's the real question, isn't it? Because, I mean, the one that impressed me the most was the Gaza ones back to back the other day, so nonchalant as well. Awesome.
Yeah, I only put that one in because obviously you have a look at the comments and stuff, and yeah, I agree. It's easy to film the good ones and not put the bad ones in, but I thought that'll prove that he is hitting the top corner quite regularly, because he just did it one after the other and casually walked off as to say, "There you go, Dad. Turn the video off now." And he just was fuming because I wrote on a piece of A4 piece of paper Gaza 8 and was fuming that it was on his back. He was like, "Why do I need this on?" I was like, well, because you're trying to recreate Gaza's goal, and he couldn't wait to get that off his back. But no, he's enjoying his time. He's in the garden now. I can hear him. But the weather's helping, and he's certainly progressing with his game at the minute. We're on to overhead kicks at the minute, so Wayne Rooney against City pending, I think.
Nice, I love that. I was going to say, the Gaza 8 thing, I definitely knew that was your idea. But also as well, I remember being that age and turning around in the garden. I'd watched so many videos and stuff. It's all DVDs and videotapes. It's not like YouTube now where you can just log on. But I'd try and copy stuff like that. Is he watching videos to try and get the technique and all that?
It's the same as me with you. Like, I watched goals and then went to recreate them. He's watching goals on his iPad. He's watching, I don't know, he's watched the World Cup 2008 highlights, 2018 highlights. I don't know how many times the last few weeks. And that's where the Ronaldo one came from. And he's got all different kits that he puts on every day. Mrs. is going mental with the washing that she's having to do, but he's loving it. I'm getting so many requests. Can he do this? Can he do that? And I feel like a bit.
The thing is,
a bit pushy at the minute.
Bill, the key question is, can he do those 3-yard predatory tap-ins? Can he do those little poachers, point blank ones?
Doesn't matter, does it? He can do them, but he's not interested in doing them. Doesn't say, "Oh, scored from 3 yards or from."
Can't coach them though, Bill, can you?
Over a free kick. You've got to be in the right place at the right time, haven't you, Alan? You know, he might not have that in the locker, so.
Absolutely, yeah. It's those little 3-yard tap-ins that are the great goals, because you've got to get there, and you've got the instinct to get there. But yeah, he's a great fan of you then. No, I'll tell you that jokingly. You scored some belters in your time. Volleys.
Yeah, headers. He's not asked to recreate one of my goals yet, though, which is disappointing. But
I tell you what, that recent header, that jackknife header, there's an old-fashioned word, the jackknife header, that must have given you a bit of pleasure and pride, that, eh?
Yeah, I scored quite a few headers in my career, actually, for, say, the size of me. But no, that's another thing that we're working on. Obviously, they tell you not to work on heading with the kids, but it's always going to be a part of the game, so a little bit of it won't hurt. Hopefully I won't get into trouble for that. But yeah, he's been asked by Football Focus to do a goal, and he's going to do my header because he's the one who wanted me to do the chicken dance celebration, which made me look stupid. So I'm going to make him do it and talk about that. So that'll be coming in the next few days for him. So that'll be good fun for him.
Excellent. Just before we release you into your back garden, just one final thing, Bill. The momentum that you've built up, you're in such a groove that I'm sure it wasn't just the players who believed that you were heading for a European spot. I think those of us who watch you regularly were equally convinced. The big question is, what are you doing to try and maintain or to ensure that that momentum isn't lost? Is there anything that you can practically do so that you restart in that kind of groove?
Yeah, we've been given programs, and we got watt bikes delivered to the house, which was great from the club. That's something, It's one sport I'm glad I don't do. Cycling. It's so tough, but it's keeping us fit. It's getting us off his feet, but keeping fit. We've been doing double sessions, but we're down to a down week this week because I think after this week, hopefully we've only got 3 weeks left, so then it'll get ramped up again. So apart from that, keeping myself fit on either the treadmill or out on the roads and on the watt bike and lifting a few weights that I've got. Luckily, I've got. It's just trying to be mentally prepared and as being best physical shape as possible, and then we will get the opportunity to do a little mini pre-season to get us firing on all cylinders. But the only touch of football I'm getting is either being in Paddy's shoes, being stuck in the net so the kids can shoot at me, or fetching the ball so he can just do his free kicks. So I'll continue to do that until I can get back on a training pitch and hopefully get back scoring goals.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much for joining us. We all appreciate it. And let's hope you're out again very, very soon with Sheffield United in what could be a glorious end to the season. We'll keep watching your tweets and see Leo in the back garden. And, you're not as good a goalkeeper as you are a striker because he keeps scoring past you. But thanks very much indeed for joining.
Cheers, Alan. Good to see you, Paddy. Good luck, Tommy, with the fight when it happens.
Thank you.
Cheers, Bill.
Cheers.
See you later.
Thanks a lot. And we're going to bring Tommy Frank back into the scene now. The champion boxer from Sheffield, Commonwealth champion. Hi, Tommy. And Paddy Kenny, the book. Do you know, some Sheffield United fans have not forgiven you for your departure. So I think that, you're able to put the record straight on that. It's probably important that you do. I mean, you spent 8 years at Bramall Lane, 2002 to 2010. A great hero of the fans. You were part of a promoted team to the Premier League. Then, of course, you got banned, didn't you, for taking a banned substance. You sat out most of the season before the summer, in which you left to go and join Neil Warnock's, at the time, Queen's Park Rangers. Some supporters are still harbour a bit of a grudge about that. You put the record straight, Paddy.
Yeah, just touching on before that, though, there's a lot of things on and off the pitch publicly as well in my personal life that come out. That was one of the reasons I wanted to do this book. Obviously, there's always two sides to every story. Sometimes it always gets twisted or the truth don't come out. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. Going back to the Sheffield United one, I'd had the 9 months ban, which I thought were really harsh for getting done for negligence. So that was one thing. And I managed to obviously see that out and come back after I come and played the last 2 games of the season and come back in good shape, kept 2 clean sheets and we're really excited for the new season. And then that summer, prior to me ban starting, I'd signed a new contract, which I took a big wage cut, and which I totally understood. The club was still standing by me, which were amazing. But what I found strange was they put in a buyout clause in there, which was 750,000, if I'm correct. And then it come to the summer, and I get a phone call from the agent who spoke to Trevor Birch and basically said, Queen's Park Rangers have activated the buyout clause, and as far as they're concerned, I could leave, which was a shock to me. The reception I got when I come back were, obviously, I'd had an amazing 8 years. The reception I got when I come back was frightening. I was nearly crying on the pitch after the game, everything. And then all of a sudden, going away that summer, excited for new season, and get told I could leave because another club's come in for me, which were strange at the time. I didn't want to move. I always said I never wanted to play in London. Never. I'm a northern lad. My elder kids live in Halifax, so it were always going to be difficult to see them as well. And basically, like I said, I got told that QPR have activated the buyout clause, and they've got a chance to sign Steve Simonson, come down from the Premier League, and they feel like they've got a better deal. So as far as they were concerned, I could leave. Another thing I found strange through all of that, and all that, not once did the manager pick the phone up and ring me neither, Kevin Blackwell. Right. Obviously, not once did he ring me up and say, I want you to stay, or anything like that. And then once I got told that by the club, I felt I weren't wanted at this point then. So I thought, well, I may as well go. I'm wanted somewhere else. I'll go play football where I'm wanted.
Okay, there's two sides to every story, and you've just told your side there. And of course, you rejoin Neil Warnock, who's I'm sure he's going to get a mention in that book of yours.
I never thought so. Yeah, he's doing me forward, so he's involved in it as well. I spoke to him the other day actually, and he says he's got 750 words for the foreword, and he says, God knows, I could put that in one day that something happened with you. He said, so I don't know what I'm going to do for yes, I think Danny asked him for some little stories, and he said that book I'd be doing a book for him if I were telling all my stories about it. So yeah, obviously I had a chance to move with him, which were a massive one for me, and I went there, and I think the 2 years I had there were unbelievable. To be fair, we went 20 games at start of season, unbeaten. We won the league. I got club record clean sheets they've ever had. I got in team at year. I won players player at year. I won player at year. And obviously a chance again as well to play in Premier League. So it actually turned out good for me, personally.
Right. Let's go to you, Tommy. We'll come back to you, Paddy. Talk about Dean Henderson, if you don't mind, in a few minutes' time, and your rating of him. Tommy, the IBO World Flyweight title and the fight that was good could have been at Ponds Forge in Sheffield in March. Sadly got postponed. The word is postponed rather than cancelled. So when do you imagine that this may now be staged? Are you confident that it will still go ahead?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, the fight, it's just postponed. I mean, who saw something like this coming? So no one's done anything wrong. It's no one's fault. And obviously all sportsmen, we're all in the same boat together. Everything stopped. So the fight's just been postponed. Boxing's been postponed all over the world. So until this pandemic, gets sorted out and things get back to normal, boxing won't resume, and I'll get a new fight date. So in the meantime, I mean, I never really get out of shape anyway. I'm always just ticking over. Just keeping myself quite fit in general.
There's not many of us like that, Timmy. There's only a few of us like that, son.
That's it. To be honest, I'm just trying to keep out of pitch, to be honest, lads. I think everyone's the same. But, hopefully when everything gets sorted out, I'll get a new fight date, and then I can just ramp up the training and get that world title, because I've waited a long time for it. But I'm just trying to stay positive. I'm trying to use this time to improve myself as an athlete, as well, just as a person, really. I think this is kind of a chance to do things you don't really get time to do, maybe do a bit of reading or a bit of meditation or something like that, just try and better yourself. So that's what I've been doing, and just trying to keep out at fridge.
It was
fridge.
Tommy, it was frustrating, Tommy, for you, mate, wasn't it? Because you'd had that really good training camp in Fuerteventura, wasn't it? And I followed it on.
Sorry, I didn't say hello to you, Greg. I don't know if you all saw that when I was trying to get on earlier. I couldn't get it to work.
It's all right, mate. We're all good. I was going to say, Tommy, because I followed you on Instagram and stuff, and sort of following your progress. You're always at it. You're always training really hard. You're always eating well, posting photos of your meals and that kind of thing. That Fuerteventura training camp, what was it? A couple of weeks before the scheduled fight. It looked really, really intense and brilliant. I mean, is that something that you're going to have to sort of recreate and you're going to have to do that all over again? Because, dear me, I'm not sure I'd fancy doing that all over again.
Yeah.
It looked tough.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of boxers choose to go away to train. They have maybe 6 or 8 week training camps, out in Tenerife or Fuerteventura or wherever. I'm a bit of an home bird. I'm a Sheffield lad. I like my own comforts, and I just think I'm better off training where I'm happy. So I don't really tend to go away to train. The only times we go away is like when we went to Fuerteventura, just to have a week away, just to get a bit of sun. It breaks up training. It's a bit of a change of scenery. Obviously, there's different people for sparring and things out there. And, it would just kind of to break up training. But I guess when my new fight date gets announced, we're going to have to go back out and have another week. So I'm going to ask Charlie, my fiance, about that when she gets back.
What hardship is that? Well, really. I tell you what, trying to keep out of the fridge. I think you identify with that remark that Tommy made, Paddy, don't you?
Sorry, I can't hear.
You deliberately couldn't hear that.
It's a
I
good
thought you were
job,
talking
Paddy.
to me at first. James, I thought you were talking to me.
Trying to keep out of the fridge, he said, was the key to the training. The other thing, by the way, this programme lacks. It lacks a Sheffield Wednesday supporter. We haven't got one in this squad.
We don't need it.
Yeah, Tommy's right.
You don't need one. So you're a Blade as well?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a massive Blade. Yeah, all my life, and I'm very fortunate. You know, I've been presented on pitch a couple of times now. I mean, I've got to say, I didn't actually know Paddy was going to be on this, but Paddy used to be one of my heroes when I was younger. I can always remember watching him at Lane in Warnock side. You know, Danny Webber were another. I was a big fan of his as well, Danny Webber. So yeah, I've always supported United, and I don't get to go as much as I want just with my training and things. But me and my older brother, we go to matches every now and again. And like I say, you know, Blade seem to be getting behind me and really supporting me. You know, they put me in a programme about my fights and stuff, and the fans seem to be getting behind me. So yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Right, I might need you for protection in the next few days. Then after this show, I'm going to have to make big amends to the blue and white half of the city next week. Tell you what, we're going to come to Paddy shortly for his views on goalkeeping, goalkeepers, and in particular Dean Henderson. But first of all, James, despite the fact that there's no sport going on, you're still getting contacted by various sporting outfits around the region.
I am, yeah. I spoke to Carla. Obviously, we had on the show just a couple of weeks ago from Sheffield United Women. You know, they're doing some training on Zoom. They're doing a bit of group yoga as well. Sheffield Sharks, they're trying to keep their sort of supporters interested. They're showing full replays of matches on their Facebook page. You know, some of their best victories and all that kind of thing as well. Worksop Town, they're sort of revisiting when they beat Albion Sports last year to get promoted. They're sort of doing it on social media, sort of as if it was live. That's pretty cool as well. Just want to mention Sheffield's club as well, Sheffield FC. They've embarked on something called NHS United. They're raising money for the NHS, obviously. They've got a target, and if you know your football, you'll know why this is their target. £1,857. So £1,857 is their target. Because, of course, that was the year that they were founded, the oldest football club in the world. They've got some really cool sort of gifts to give away and prizes. All you have to do is make a donation, whether it's £1, whether it's £100, and then they draw it out of a hat, and then they sort of post the winners of these cool prizes. Really old footballs, you know, really historic relics, which are worth quite a lot of money, and they're giving those away. You know, if providing that people are donating on sort of a raffle. So head to their Twitter. That's a really good initiative as well. Loads of different bits of bobs, sort of people raising money. I will tweet a few out myself. But another one as well, Alex Miller from the Sheffield Star. Now, you're talking about Sheffield Wednesday, Big Z. There's probably not going to be many Wednesday fans watching this programme, but we'll plug it anyway. So Alex Miller, Sheffield Star Wednesday writer, he's doing an Owls quiz on Sunday, 8 o'clock. That's raising money for the NHS as well. That starts on the Owls Star page on Facebook. £5 donation, and then Alex will sort of do the quiz as live. You've got to be honest with your answers, and I think that the winner or Alex might select at random somebody who's donated. You can win a signed Espanyol shirt from when Wednesday played them in a pre-season friendly last year, and it's signed by the whole Wednesday squad, bizarrely. But that's quite a cool little collector's item as well. That's been donated by Sheffield Wednesday themselves. So Sunday, 8 o'clock, Star Owls Facebook page, Alex Miller hosting a Wednesday quiz. So, but like I said, I don't think there's going to be many Wednesday fans tuning to listen to Paddy, Tommy, and Billy.
Hey, they'll be watching it, James, with the curtains drawn. They always do. They draw the curtains and don't want anybody to see from outside that they're watching. But
to be honest, I think Wednesday fans will be quite happy, won't they? They haven't lost for a while.
God, you know.
Ooh, I love it.
No comment. No comment. Paddy. Goalkeepers, you lot, you're all mad, aren't you? You're all barking. Yeah. It helps. Probably no more so than Dean Henderson in terms of being confident, extrovert, etc. Now then, England's next goalkeeper?
There's a good chance in there. I tell you what I've seen of him this season and bits like bats last season, I'm so impressed with how he's playing, and he's a baby still. Goalkeeping I was 30 odd before I felt like I were like really into it and playing like my best football going, and he's 23-year-old or something like that, 24, whatever he is. He's an absolute baby, and for him to be playing so much football at the level he's playing at now can only stand him in good stead for that chance to obviously become England goalkeeper eventually.
He's a big character, and he seems capable of. All goalkeepers are capable of howlers. You know, it happens to everybody in life. You make a mistake, but he has that ability to hold his hand up, hold his head still high, and go and prove himself all over again. Is that something that all goalkeepers have got to have?
Yeah, I think you have, but obviously at his age, obviously like you said, you do make mistakes, and at his age, he has made mistakes. We all made mistakes, but I found it hard to deal with at his age, and it could affect me for 2 or 3 weeks after or whatever. And it was until I got older that you realise, listen, you haven't done it on purpose. It's a mistake. You've got to draw a line under it and move on to next game and go X amount of games without messing up again. But you seem to see with him, like you said, he seems to, when he has had the odd mistakes, not being many, he's managed to put a line under it and move on from it.
Yeah, as you say, quite rare in a guy so young at 23 years old. He really is a special player, but a special character as well. Sheffield United generally, and the job that Chris Wilder has done, and of course he's going to be tested like never before, because there's no kind of blueprint for this situation, is there, Paddy, that he's going to go into now?
Yeah, I think everyone's in the same boat, aren't they? Obviously it's going to be difficult. They're going to come back, they're going to have a couple of weeks training maybe, if that, and then playing probably games behind closed doors. And like Billy touched on earlier, we were looking forward to going to Newcastle the next game. And obviously you look forward to going there because it's a big stadium. The atmosphere is unbelievable. But eventually when they do go there, there's going to be no one in the stadium. So it's going to be strange for everybody. But I'm sure Chris will adjust to it and get his players prepared and ready and try prepare right and do it right like they normally would do.
Yeah, going to be perhaps strangest for a goalkeeper to be playing behind closed doors, because they're the ones that are always closest to the crowd and hear most of the kind of feedback.
I'd have loved it. It'd be the first time. Wouldn't have got no grief, wouldn't it, about being I better not say the rest of it. I'd have been loving back end of the season.
Yeah, but the other thing is plenty of toilet rolls to take home as well. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's about the only good thing about we're thinking about playing behind closed doors. No grief from the crowd. But what it does highlight for me, as we go into the final minute of the show, is the importance of the paying customer, the guy and the lady who goes to the games, the lifeblood of the game. Taken for granted, Paddy? Too much emphasis on money and TV deals?
Possibly,
not enough appreciation?
I just think, I think so. And I think it's not just football. I think it's life in general. I think we take everything for granted, even like getting up and going, like me now, getting up and going to work and going out and doing my coaching on an evening. I've not realised how much I'd ever miss it. And yeah, it's all right getting up at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock every day, but it's just not normal. And I just think in life general, we all probably do take things for granted, and hopefully this will change. Not only football, but everyone met people, better people.
Yeah, we'll even appreciate that Sheffield Live TV studio, James, won't we? And
get me back in there, making you cups of tea.
Yeah, right up 3 or 4 levels. So Tony Curry's been in there 3 times, and he complains to me every single time about that route march. But he keeps us fit, and we hope to be back there before too long. But in the meantime, courtesy of producer Greg and this wonderful Zoom app and these wonderful people who come onto this show, we're still managing to put one out there. So thanks to all. James, as ever, thank you to you. Tommy, good luck for the world title fight. Hope it's fixed very soon. I use fixed advisedly. I don't mean it like that. I mean arranged, right? And that you'd win it.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Alan.
Cheers, mate. Billy Sharp, who joined us for most of the show. Thank you very much, Bill. And Paddy Kenny. We'll talk to you again when the book comes out, if that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be brilliant.
we'll book you in again, and hopefully it will be.
Paddy, I'd love a signed copy of that, mate, if you don't mind.
Yeah, don't you worry, we'll sort you out for me, mate. And good luck when the fight comes round.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, Carl.
All right. Cheers, guys, and thanks everybody for watching. Back with another show, possibly leaning towards Sheffield Wednesday next week. See you then. Bye-bye.